Techo Review, Techo Review. Buckle up, you're ready for a Techo Review by Andy, because I can. Hey everybody, welcome to Techo Review. I am your host, Andy Sepulveda of the Aberdeen Techo office, and today's video is inspired by the recent changes. As many of you know, the executive orders, as they're disseminating to our organizations, have ramifications. We are going back into the office for the first time in a long time for many folks. I know a lot of that schedule is still TBD. It's still up in the air. Depending on your organization, you may already be going back to work. That being said, in some of my conversations with the people in my program and throughout our community, it dawned on me that a lot of folks don't really know what's available in the local area. And so we're going to go through a couple of my personal favorite restaurants in the local area, as well as some other eating opportunities to ease some collective anxiety and then hopefully build a little bit of familiarity as you move back into the office. So hopefully everything's not overly daunting and we can all kind of work through this together. So yeah, let's get to it. Before we get started, I will be leaving a link in the description below with a Google map for all of the locations that we'll be talking about today. Each of them, some of them are installations, some are just outside the installation, all of which are inspired by providing you a quick and easy lunch opportunity that you can do collectively in a team setting, or individually if you're just looking for a quick bite to eat that's not sitting at your desk and dealing with the drive-by discussions at the water cooler over who's going to win the Super Bowl. So our first offering for today is Lee's Hunan's Chinese Restaurant. Now, Lee's Hunan's is and I do mean the, foremost Chinese restaurant offering in Aberdeen, or in the Aberdeen region today. They've been around historically. They were around when I was a child. It was the place that I grew up on Chinese food. If you're asking me, it is number one. I know it is Chinese food. Everyone has their particular Chinese food of choice. I'm telling you, Lee's doesn't disappoint. The great thing that I like about Lee's is, at least during the heyday, they offered a daytime buffet, which means it's going to be quick. You're going to get in, you're going to get seated, you can take lots of people, get some food, it's tasty, scratches the itch, in, out, back to work, great for a quick lunch break. It was a staple spot for me and my coworkers working in my previous job. So been there, you're not gonna be disappointed. Big fan of the chicken on the stick. Okay, I'm gonna put a disclaimer. It is Chinese food. I can't, under any moral clarity, declare with 100% certainty that it is chicken, but it is delicious. So if it is not chicken, it is delicious, whatever it is. Okay, so 5 stars, Lee's Hunan's, go check it out. Not paid sponsorship, but definitely go. The waiter there knows my kids. Every time we show up, he's always asking about my kids, and I'm always asking about his daughters. So great place to go. Check him out. So our next serving is Super Chicken Rico. Now this is a relatively recent addition. Super Chicken Rico has been around. It is just outside the 40 gate, down the street from the Walmart and the Rofo. So if you get to Super Chicken Rico, it is Peruvian chicken served by the quarter, half, or whole. They also have some other staples of Latin and Peruvian cuisine. But on the whole, for the value, you're looking at half or a quarter or half chicken with any variety of Latin-inspired side dishes. The food is outstanding. Price is comparable. Very quick. It's all pre-prepared. So they're going to put together the plate right in front of you. You're going to get in. You're going to eat. You're going to get out. Seating is limited. Okay, so seating is limited. If it's a small group, 4 to 5, 6, maybe at most, you're probably going to be okay. I would also say that if you're going to do a group, lean more towards the earlier lunch hour, maybe the 11 o'clock hour, so you can beat the rush. Because, like I said, their food is delicious, and they will be pulling in a sizable crowd, especially now that everyone's going to be back in the office. So bear that in mind. Again, link is in the description below. Our next, third offering is La Tolteca. Now, La Tolteca has a very a very unique history. Many of you might already know La Tolteca, but what you don't know is that La Tolteca has been in multiple spots in Aberdeen throughout its history. I do not recall if they moved to their current location pre-COVID, but they are currently in what used to be the old Japan House. So it is now down a little ways, back behind the McDonald's, right before you get to the 95 exit off of 22. They're kind of tucked back there. I call this place Crack Nachos. And I call it Crack Nachos because you can literally sit there and eat those nachos and that salsa for days on end. And I will warn you, you will eat those nachos and that salsa for days on end if you are not careful. So do not go into La Tolteca if you are not prepared for a just overwhelming fullness of tortilla goodness. Okay, if you're not willing to do that, this is not for you. But that being said, the food is delicious. It's reasonably priced for what it is. I cannot recommend the chori pollo or the chori dip. It's basically chorizo that's mixed in with queso and a couple of other things, all spread all over nachos. It's fantastic. You're not going to be disappointed. Classic staple in Mexican cuisine. You won't be disappointed. Get out there. It's 100% great, and the seating is fantastic. So this is the big plus. If you are going with a large group, this is where you're going to be able to fit more of those people. They got lots of open seating, plenty of spaces for larger parties. If you're throwing together a shindig, like an afternoon, techo party or something like that, this is the place to go. You're going to go in, you're going to eat for a relatively decent price, you're going to get full, it's going to be delicious, and hey, if work is over, you're also going to have happy hour, and who doesn't like happy hours? I've had the margaritas are delicious, beer selection is pretty good. Ask Tony went with me there, it's really good, okay? So, big fan of La Tolteca, make sure you check that out. Again, link in the description below. So the last offering I'm going to throw out here is First Sergeants. Now, it is convenient. It is on post. If you are familiar with the Aberdeen Proving Ground area, it is in the MWR building, which stands for Morale, Welfare, and Recreation. It's located right there by the gym. It's across the street from the gym. And it is tucked back in what used to be the old enlisted club, once upon a time, back in the old days. So a couple things. For a quick bite, it's good. It's close by. The food, it's going to be your staples. It's going to be burgers, hot dogs. There's some chili. I know Matt likes the catfish platter. It's good for what it is. For the price, I think you might be asking for a little bit more, personally. But it's local. It's convenient. It's only minutes from the at least the campus where most of us are working on Aberdeen Proving Ground. And so, you're going to get a good bite. It's going to be tasty, and you're going to be able to see, you're going to be able to sit with your folks and get some food at a decent price, timely. So that being said, it is also local. So everybody who's going out is there, and you may or may not want to run into some of these people, So one thing to keep in mind with all of these things is that as more people are coming into the office, if you're looking for an escape, the easiest escape might just be to stay at your desk. Which brings us to our last and final offering, the Progresso Chicharrana. Not sponsored. This is the premier Progresso canned soup. It is Chicharrana, which means that it is basically a chicken broth with chicken bits, pork and turkey meatballs, some carrots, some celery, over pastina pasta, which is the small little stars, which makes indulging in this soup a very easy endeavor. One thing that I really appreciate is the balance of buttery goodness with that wholesome chicken flavor. A lot of soups will get heavy with the noodle. The carbs really kind of drags you down, but I find that the pastina is so small that as I'm ingesting, as I'm digesting, I'm not weighed down. And really that's what you want from a soup. You want a light fare that's filling but isn't bulky. Now in office, this is going to help you fight against the itis, okay? A light fare like this is going to help you say no to the afternoon nap in the middle of the 3:30 call for P-forms that you know is coming, that you don't want to take. But, it's okay. Now you have Chicharrana. It's there for you. It's going to be your best friend. It's going to power you through those meetings, and it's going to say, hey, it's going to change anyway. The numbers are going to change. Don't worry about it so much. We'll get to it when it comes around, okay? We'll get it on the next go. 80% is good enough in this instance. So yes, enough cannot be said about the Chikarana. You can pick this fine specimen up at any of your local retailers. I personally have found that Target is ideal in terms of cost. You're going to spend about $2 per can. Sometimes on the right days, you're going to be able to get 3 for $5, or sometimes an even better deal than that. I also know that for those of you that use the little receipt app, my wife has been telling me that these get a lot of points. So, help yourself out. Be a smart consumer. The economy's real hard right now. So if you're just looking for that escape right there in your desk with a meal that's going to put you over the top and tell everyone, hey, I'm off for 30 minutes. Chikarana, that's the way to go. So that being said, that concludes the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought a little bit of joy to your face. We're all coming back to work, so I'm looking forward to seeing every single one of you in the way that I can. So I may not run into all of you, but if you like, please, share this with your Techo coworkers. Hell, share with your non-Techo coworkers, because if nothing else, I want to spread a little bit of cheer in these uncertain times. And so, on behalf of myself, Techolodi, and unofficially sponsored Progresso Chikarana, I am signing off saying morale equals morale. Never forget, this is Andy Spoda signing off. Thanks.